Tyrone, are you ready to explore the garden? Are you ready? No, you can stay seated or stand, just be careful. We have our plants over here. You can see the red amaranth. Our plants here are pretty much out of season. They're dying out. Our watermelon, our pumpkin, cucumber, corn, all of that stuff is dying out. Our morning glories are going strong. They're dying out as well, but there's still more morning glories to be picked. Our tomatillos are almost out of season. They'll be dying out. We have, look, he's over here having a blast. But we have other plants over here. We have our sweet potatoes. There's a few more sweet potatoes left. Our gourds over here. What do you want? What do you want? Huh? 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 Look at you. You've been eating some of that oregano. I see it all over your face. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, what else do we have here? You can see our garden is full over here. We've been emptying out these beds here. We did plant some more stuff. Are you done with your ride? Come here. All right, this is the day in life. This is the day in life that we have at the garden whenever we come here a few times a week. The rest of my kids are at school. I have baby Tyrone. So, sometimes he gets tired. Sometimes he wants to run around and explore. So we'll see, how he responds today. But here we have a lot of Swiss chard, different varieties of Swiss chard. Surprisingly, these lasted us a whole year. We planted these. Let me see. When did we plant these? We planted them fall of 2020, and it lasted throughout fall, throughout winter, spring, summer. In the summer, they got a little bit bitter. Now we're in another fall, and they're still here. So that's a whole year of having different varieties of Swiss chard. Let's see what else. Just take you over here. So we do this time. This tomato plant is going to be dying out. We have different types of berries. These are grapevines here. Blackberries and blueberry plants, and strawberries. Our strawberries are still going. Look at that. Strawberry season been over, and it's been very surprising to see them last throughout our summer heat. They're usually supposed to die out. But we have our peppermint here. Look at all of this yarrow. This is a bed full of yarrow. That's a lot of yarrow. We have more mint here. Raspberries. More peppermint. We have boysenberries here. More boysenberries. More mint here. More mint. More oregano. We have our trees over here that we are trying to figure out where we're going to plant them. Some are nuts. Some are like the one you see here is grapefruit. Hibiscus right here. Pineapple guava. Grapevine. Strawberry guava right here. Peach. So we have a lot of stuff going on here. All of this stuff is dying out. This was our cantaloupe, watermelon, Guatemalan squash, pumpkin. Some other stuff going on in here. You see it right here. This looks like a watermelon. Another small watermelon here. So, once the stuff dies out, we're going to amend the soil. I don't know what we're going to plant there, but this is a lot of space for plants. Move over. We just planted some seedlings here that we started in our greenhouse. More seedlings here. Our subscriber beds here. They're gonna have to come do something with these beds, rotate them. Look how beautiful this parsley is right here. So we help them as much as we can, but it's, our subscribers, is their responsibility to do their own rotations. We help water, we help take care of the plants, but we try to give as much education on what to plant, during which seasons, how to do the rotations. But you can see they're pretty successful. Some of the stuff needs to be trimmed down, but you know what? I like seeing our garden look like a forest. I love my raised beds looking like, there's a lot of stuff in it. So look at these purple tomatoes. They're called midnight snack, but they are delicious nonetheless. You can see a different variety of tomatoes here. Go through here, you see, the peppers and more tomatoes. This was Armenian cucumber vine, but obviously it's dying out, it's out of season. More tomatoes here. Someone's not picking their basil. It's been flowering, but I also like to use the flower as well. So especially if I'm making tea blends, the flowers are delicious in tea blends. Just more tomatoes here. You can see that there are some, some melons in here. Sometimes you look through the beds, you'll find some large cucumbers. You find some, things that are overripe because they sometimes get lost. Look at this bed here. You can see the red flowers, which are pineapple sage. Pineapple sage is extremely delicious. You can also use the flowers medicinally. They're considered ornamental plants, but they have a lot of uses to them, medicinal and culinary. Oh, look who's coming. Look who's coming with his little wagon. He didn't want to ride in a wagon anymore. He wanted to push his own little wagon. Some more things we got donated to us. We're building our herbal zen garden next door. So we are going to pull this stuff out. We're going to plant some herbs in here. I have some salvia plants that I'm going to put in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is still alive. But these were dead when we got them. This one's still alive, so we are definitely going to use this. Keep that in there. This one's dead, so we're going to pull this out. Well, it's not completely dead. You can still see here. You can just scratch it here. And boom, if it's green on the inside, what you see, that means that the plant is not dead. Some of it is brown. This is still alive. The flower, oh, look, see? If it's not, like this right here is crunchy, but this one still has texture to it. So this plant is not dead. So we will revive that one as well. Matter of fact, looking at it, these aren't dead either. You can scratch this and you can still get some green. So we just need to start watering these. I need to put them in an area where our volunteers will actually see them and water them. This one's not dead as well. So you know what? We might as well just keep these in here. Think about it. Sometimes if you're not closely observing your plants, you'll miss some key aspects to it to really determine if they can survive or if you need to toss them. So I'm glad I was able to actually observe the plants. I've been gone. If you don't know, I've been gone on vacation for a week in Decatur. We just bought a house out there, a secondary home. Get that straight. So now I'm coming back. Feels good to be back here at the garden. We have our flowers. These have lasted us a year too. They do not like cold weather, so we just toss them in the greenhouse when it starts to get cold. Mid-fall, especially during the winter. Most of this stuff over here will go in the greenhouse because they can't tolerate cold temperatures. But look, they're thriving here. These look like poblanos. I don't think they're labeled, but who knows? They could be Anaheims. yeah, things are doing well. We get heavy winds over here in Ridgecrest, so sometimes we'll be missing pieces to our greenhouse, which is okay, which is okay. These are habaneros here. We're gonna plant this eucalyptus tree in the ground. I cannot wait. This is gonna go next door at the Herbal Zen garden. Um, boom, look at this. So yeah, everything is doing well. We have to garden, we have to be very intentional with our gardening here because the temperatures are extreme. So we're not, you know, giving our plants a lot of attention, moving them around, doing rotations, putting them in the greenhouse when necessary, taking them out when necessary. It's hard to be successful out here. These are salvia plants. The flowers are very, very, very potent. So what I do is I usually just clip the flowers, boom, 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 dry them out, use them in teas. I like to use them in smoke blends because they have very strong medicinal properties, calming properties, healing properties. More so just the flowers itself. You can use the leaves because these are technically considered sage plants. They're in the sage family, which is in the mint family. So you can use the leaves as well. We have this asparagus. I would say is more of an ornamental asparagus plant. It does not grow asparagus that are edible, but it's a nice plant to just have. Provides tons of fresh air. We have, plants over here that we're winterizing. These peppers over here needs to be picked. We actually just put like more salvia. We just put these plants out. They're actually reviving themselves because some of them, like this one right here, was donated to us. It was completely dead. You can even tell by the fruit here that they were dead. And we brought them here to the garden, started watering them, started caring for them, and now look, new sprouts. Even though they're not in season, they're gonna, take some hits when it gets cold outside anyways, but that's why we keep them in the greenhouse to winterize them. So once we winterize them, they will survive all throughout the winter, and then we would just replant them into our beds during the spring season. So we can get a lot more out of them instead of buying new plants every spring. Here are more of our seedlings here. We're gonna give them like a week or two for more growth, and then we are going to plant them in our raised beds. So yeah, this is what we got going on today at the garden. We